Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Sincere Tarot. This is your What Do You Need to Know for mid-February 2021 tarot reading, and your theme is the Queen of Swords. So this might have to do with a lawyer. It could be well into a project that has to do with defense, speaking, writing, social media, potentially, the law. And also it could be just having a really clear perspective about something. And it could also have to do with an air sign female. Okay, so I did already lay out the cards, which I normally will do on camera. It's just that I forgot to turn the microphone on. Please forgive me. Okay, so anyways, but this is an interesting spread, so I just wanted to go with it. So in the past, in the background, we have got the Five of Wands. So this has something to do with something that you previously were really struggling with internally, like you had lots of different conflicting beliefs and values and you were trying to keep it all together. There also could have just been way too much on your plate and you felt like, you just weren't in a proper state to be able to deal with half of what you really need to be dealing with. Also, this can be drama with other people. So it might not have just been internal conflict. I mean, it would have been, but it could have also been other people sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, getting involved in your business. So anyways, but I feel like overall you've overcome that. You do have some strong cards, but some of the minor arcana are going to be a little bit difficult. So even though you might feel a bit of difficulty and stress, like on a spiritual, more fundamental level, you're very, very strong, okay? It just might not seem that way on the surface. It's almost like a lake that is really, really, really still underneath and calm and clear, but it's just like that rippling on the surface. On the surface, it seems like there's drama, and there is, right? But at a deeper level, you're good. You are coming up as the World, and so I feel like there is an aspect of you that you really feel like you have accomplished so much ultimately in the world. You might be in the middle of completing a project or something that you were really working on. You also might have recently moved potentially. What you need to know about is a new potential idea or project. So we've got the Knight of Swords, but this could also be a young male. This could be someone who is very direct and forthright, says what's on their mind. They are clear, they're to the point. They're not necessarily the best listener, but I feel like right now what you need to know is to be able to get your point across no matter what. I think there is going to be kind of one more challenge because the energy, we've got the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is very like getting ready for one last battle, one last drama. I feel like overall if there was conflict with other people in the past, you've really at this present time, you're actually avoiding way more conflict than you even realize. And that's because I feel like you're being very clear and direct, or it could be you're trying to navigate your way around someone who is a little bit abrasive and can have maybe a bit of a cruel tongue. But you're going to up the ante because, your energy is coming up as the Queen of Swords, which is someone who it's like the Knight of Swords, like goes out and is really focused and has drive, but the Queen of Swords doesn't even need to do that. She just owns her presence and she doesn't need to go around frantically like the Knight of Swords does sometimes, okay? The outcome, this is really cool. We have got the Star, so I feel like if this has to do with a particular person or a project, I feel like you're really going to be putting yourself out there. You're going to be making yourself quite vulnerable. You're going to have a lot of hope and a lot of faith. And you might even be the light in some of the darkest times that there are right now in people's lives, for example. I feel like you're going to put yourself out there. Okay, so for some of you, this could be a project, but for a lot of you, this is going to be a relationship, potentially romantic for some of you. I'm going to speak as if it is a romantic relationship, but again, it could be any relationship, including your relationship with a project. Okay, so I feel like this other you're not really sure what to make of this other person. I feel like you might have made up some ideas about who they are. You might be reminiscing on old times. You might be more focused on how things used to be than how things are at the present. I do feel you are going to put yourself out there, and they are going to express certain feelings and emotions towards you. They do have an affection for you. It's just that they tend to get so stuck in their head, and just with talking and information. And honestly, for some of you, it could be like this person might have like a phone addiction or information addiction as well. Yeah, but they do have feelings for you. But by the time they actually kind of reciprocate, you might just be kind of like, oh, it's not as good as what I was hoping it to be. Okay, let's get some clarification cards. So clarification cards for Gemini for the situation in mid-February. Interesting. Wow. Oh my gosh. This changes a lot, not gonna lie. Wow. I'm also getting the feeling that this other person is rebounding a little bit because of disappointment in the past. I feel like, wow, you were going through some really hard times in the past, and this other person also, or it could be this other person who was really struggling. Like you or the other person could not keep their lives together because of just a really negative energy. And it could also be like addiction and things like that and mental illness. I feel like ultimately you have your life together, but I think this person makes you feel a bit shaky. Like there's not really quite the amount of stability that you really want. I feel like that you feel like this person is like all, or project is all talk, and it's not really going anywhere. It's almost like at a standstill. And it might partly be because like they're so headstrong and they're like, oh, it has to be this way. And they're not even considering like what you want. And they're just kind of being up in their head about things rather than making decisions from the heart. And it's good to make decisions from the head sometimes, but not all the time. Anyways, I feel like you have to walk on eggshells around them. Because like one of you, or maybe both of you to a certain degree, just really will kind of say things without thinking and react in a certain way. Like you don't know how this person is going to react. They don't know how you're going to react. And it might just be kind of bulldozing each other here and there. So I think both of you feel like a bit uneasy and uncertain. It's like, okay, what's going to happen next? You know, and for good reason, I'm not going to lie. I do feel that ultimately there is like, I'm not saying this relationship is going to work out. I'm not saying it's not going to work out. I'm saying that both of you, I believe, in the future will kind of make will to a certain degree kind of put your guard down and be a little bit vulnerable with each other. And I would say that you've got, and like be a little bit more charitable with one another, give each other the benefit of the doubt, maybe listen, both of you will listen a little bit better. And I would say that this connection has, when you both do put your walls down and lower your guard, I'd say you've got about a 60% chance at that stage of making the connection work, because we all have free will, and it really depends on the free will of both parties about how this is going to work out. This person does want a connection, but I feel like they've been so disappointed with the connection that you both have, but it could also be leftover baggage from previous disappointments in love and connections and things like that. And I feel like you are maybe more connected to what the connection could be and what the relationship could be. I feel like you need more stability, you need more growth. I think that you wish that you were further along with this connection in this relationship than how far you have come so far. And I'm just going to ask, okay, so what does this Queen of Swords energy have to do with this? Okay. So there may have been a betrayal in the past. And I feel like this might be where some of the conflict is, where some of the conflict lies. So like you or the other person or both of you may have cheated on one another, but it's not always like cheating. And because these are swords, it could have been texting, like, you know, you thought that they were, maybe one, for example, one of you maybe assumed that you weren't texting your exes, or still, you know, liking social media pictures of certain hotties on the internet or whatever, maybe still on a dating app, or maybe kind of still seeing someone and being like, oh, you didn't say we were blah, blah, blah. Anyways, the point is there was some sort of betrayal, and I feel like that is what really caused a lot of the conflict in the past. And it was actually because of that you really are taking a step back and just looking at this objectively, almost like you would, it's almost like you know, when you go to a friend and they can see like the big, if you've got problems in a relationship, you might go to a friend who has a more neutral and objective perspective. And maybe you will go to an air sign friend, air signs, Libra. We definitely are able to see things a little bit more clearly sometimes, mostly for other people, at least in my case. Anyways, the point is that you might have that friend within you where you're able to kind of just like, okay, I see this big picture. I see the way that things are. Detach emotionally so that you can like clearly look at what this relationship is, about this connection, this person, that person. So I really feel that that may have woken you up. Interesting. Okay, but there's still a chance that this can work. It depends. Let's get some advice so you can get the best case scenario no matter what. All right, advice for Gemini about the situation in mid-February, please, and thanking you. All right. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, first advice card, we have got the Fool. Try really hard to let go of baggage in the past, because think about like most arguments that, you know, couples and friends have, even family members. It's normally never about the one thing that you're arguing about. It's about the accumulation of all of the same times, similar situations that have happened in the past, all built in one. Like, you never get upset. You're never like truly upset about that moment that the toilet seat was left up. It's about all of the times and all of these other situations and when they did this and when they did that. It's everything. So this is saying to let go of that baggage. Try really hard to let go of the past. Try and look at this person as like you've just met them. And you know, we change all the time. Every individual changes every single moment. We're a different person because we've got new experiences, new thoughts, new ideas. We're changed, we're different. Try and look at them like you've just met. And maybe vice versa. Just try really hard to let go of that baggage and have a little bit of trust. Easier said than done. Anyway, second advice card. We have got Temperance. Patience, patience, patience. So this is none of this huge back and forth and up and down. It's a little bit, baby steps, and everything will happen in divine timing. This connection might take up to a year to really get to where you want it to be. And it might be 2 years or 6 months. Anyways, the third advice card, we've got the Lovers. This is a really amazing connection that you have. This is an amazing love relationship. There really is a chance of this happening. There really, really is. Will it happen for sure? I don't know. Only you two can find that out. But there is a very good chance of this working out. And I would say, think about stability, because this is the King of Pentacles, but I feel like there's so much instability in the world these days. Think about, what do you need to have stability when it comes to your physical health, when it comes to your finances, where you live, and of course the security of your connection, that actions follow words. You know, it's about what someone does. Be the person that you want to see in this world. Like, you know, truly try and be the person that you know you are, if that makes sense, that is stable, that makes sound, rational decisions, and really takes care of themselves as well. If you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That is all in the description below. You can also follow me on social media. Thanks to everyone who's liked, shared, subscribed, hit the notification bell, commented below, because I do monthly and mid-monthly readings. And if you're still here, secret bonus card. Ooh, the Queen of Pentacles. Make sure you are getting out in nature. You are eating well. You are getting enough exercise. And there might be a physical creative project that you're working on, or working on your finances. You got this. Anyways, have a great month. Bye.